Hey guys, it's Jay here and welcome back to the channel. So we've got a rather substantial update to go through here, and there's a lot of negativity being fed into the Lunar Classic community by irresponsible content creators that are simply not going in and doing the intensive research that is required when producing content. Instead, we see a very rapid production of all Lunar Classic content, which is leading to a very distorted viewpoint, thus creating a lot of panic in the process. So I'm here to try and iron out these kinks and explain to you why all of these delistings are currently happening. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we are seeing a few delistings and they are coming from free CEXs specifically, one of those being Bybit, as we can see here. The second one being Gemini here. And then we can also see that eToro has put a delisting forward. So at first glance, this seems very negative for our blockchain. And what I would say to the community is head over to CoinMarketCap, scroll down and take a look at the market section. And we can see all of the different CEXs that we're listed on. And currently there are 71 CEX listings and there's around 50 of these DEX listings as well, which is really, really good. It's a positive statement. And we can see here that even having these delistings being genuine targeting of LUNC, we've still got a lot of listings elsewhere. So with that being said, what you all need to understand first before we go any further is the Mika deadline that is looming. And if you don't know what Mika is, I'll leave a link at the end of this video. You'll be able to go and you'll be able to check that out. And it's regulation coming in for crypto. And this is just another phase of Operation Choke Point 2.0. And that is currently in effect. And if you don't know what that is, I will also leave a link to that at the end of this video so you can get yourselves up to date. But this is something that's really becoming a huge fight, not just in the US, but in the EU as well. And we have seen CEXs like Binance and KuCoin, MEXC simply removed from the App Store in the EU. And I, being one of those people who actually suffer from not being able to update the applications, although I still have them. So those regulations are coming in thick and they are coming in fast. So what we need to understand firstly with Gemini is it's not just LUNC that they are delisting. In fact, they're delisting a lot of assets and it looks like they are currently in the process of shutting down. And I think we're going to enter a phase where we're going to see a lot of CEXs beginning to shut down. So when we look at the Gemini delisting, it's not specific targeting of Lunar Classic. It's more a broad delisting of multiple assets. So when we start to look even deeper and we start to look at Bybit, it's not just LUNC that they're delisting. They're actually delisting lots of assets. And we can see that this has become quite regular, not normal for a CEX during times like this leading up to the bull run. But once again, it's not targeted at LUNC specifically. This is a broad delisting of multiple assets that could possibly fall under these Mika regulations. With regulations being so deep and so intricate, you need someone who understands the legal side of things to really break down what it means. And these CEXs have departments that specialize in this kind of thing, thus seeing all of these different delistings. When we now take a look at eToro as well, we can see that there are multiple delistings coming through due to regulation in the United States. So if we scroll down here, we can actually see that the social investing platform eToro will delist a selection of crypto tokens for its US customers in a month's time in response to recent legal actions by the SEC. And what we can see is that Algorand, Decentraland, Dash, and Polygon, all being decentralized coins, are to be delisted. So what we're also seeing is more delistings coming through, and Lunar Classic is sadly one of those. But when we actually look deeper into eToro and we try to understand what they primarily deal with, it's stocks and ETFs. That's what they do the most of. That's what they're known for. But the biggest underlying issue right now, which everybody's overlooking, is Operation Choke Point, as I keep saying. And if you don't know what this is, you need to get up to date because you'll understand exactly why this is all happening. So on top of that regulation in the US, we are getting regulation crackdowns in the UK, revealing more CEXs actually shutting down, and this becoming a rather messy situation. And yes, Gemini is part of that, Fidelity is part of that, Uphold is part of that, eToro is part of that, Skrill and PaySafe is part of that. So this is something that runs far deeper than everybody is letting on, and inherently everybody's feeding a big lie to the Terra Classic community and making this as if it's all because we're Luna Classic. It's all because we're a decentralized. It's all because we're not doing this. It's not. It's because of Operation Choke Point. This is simply regulation coming in and cracking down on decentralized systems because they are the keys to freedom in crypto. It is the original concept of crypto, and that is what they want to stop. That's why you create a choke point. That's why you bottleneck this thing. It has been done previously, and that's why it's called 2.0, because there was a 1.0 of this whole scenario. So once again, let's gloss over it. The Bybit listing, it's not targeted, it's a broad delisting. The Gemini delisting, it's not targeted, it's a broad delisting. The Bybit situation, it's once again a broad delisting. And because this regulation is coming in the UK, in the United States as well, we're starting to see that the best thing all of these CEXs can do is just delist the assets entirely to comply with regulation in order to be more acceptable on a broad basis. And for those people who are once again worrying about these CEXs, we've got so many different listings and eToros. All of these ones that are involved with this situation seem to be going into some kind of liquidation shutdown mode. And I've been saying to everybody for a while now that you should try to get listed on as many exchanges as possible so you do not leave yourself shot in the foot during the heat of the halving event when CEXs are known for either shutting down, pausing trading, or preventing withdrawals and selling of positions. So eToro's got some stuff going on in France as well, with them ending support for leverage positions. And this once again falls back to the Operation Choke Point scenario that's playing out on a broad case worldwide. And we should understand that this is going to be going on until regulation is fully on top of crypto and they've got as much control over it as possible. We're going to see a lot of people start to flock to crypto havens where it's tax-free. There's not a lot of regulation that surrounds it, and DeFi is generally accepted. So I hope this video has managed to explain the scenario that surrounds these 3 delistings that we're currently seeing and why we could possibly see more delistings in the future as the CEXs begin to comply with regulations falling in these main financial sectors in the United States and the United Kingdom. And do remember, we've got a considerable amount of CEX listings and DEX listings. This is an important point to take away. The difference is a lot of people would rather feed you negativity that you're going to latch onto and make you panic during a time when you should begin to think about loading up. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and there's no telling if the next halving cycle is going to produce one of these crazy runs, in the same way that we don't know if this halving cycle is going to produce one of these absolutely insane runs. All we can do is try to find the positives in these negative situations, but also acknowledge the negative side, dig deeper, take the time to do the research. If you know anyone who's talking about this situation, they're worried about these delistings, they're feeding fear out there, share them this video. Show them what is really going on behind the scenes and that these delistings are not targeted. They're happening on a broad basis, specifically targeting the DeFi sector. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications bell to stay informed. And aside that, just stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and we'll catch you in the next one.